Hello everyone, welcome back to Deep Dive, the series where we're looking into each division, and today I'm joined with Nappa and Harb. Nappa, this is your second time doing this. I am
Yeah,
sorry.
it's fine.
Our recording did not take the first time, but that means that we get to bring in a plus one, who is Harb. How are you, Harb?
Oh, I'm fine, dude. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I just lost a game of Dota, so I'm feeling pretty sad about my life. But
Oh, yeah.
That was an unfortunate game. I was watching it.
oh no, please don't. I'm really terrible at Beastmaster. Don't judge me.
I'm
Do you
gonna.
know?
So I'm pretty
I think you blame the lion for that one.
There was a lot of things to blame. Okay, so Nap has done this before, but Harb has not. So Harb, what we will do is we will go through each team and we shall rank them in our rankings and talk about why we're putting them there, and then we'll talk about overvalued players in the draft and undervalued players in the draft, which is undervalued. And then we'll talk about our top performer each, and then we'll talk about the overall team value for the amount of coins that they paid, which some people seem to think is not worth, but we could maybe even come up with a new metric. It's not a big deal.
Yep.
So Harb, because me and Nappa already kind of know each other's rankings, why don't you start us off? Which team would you put a number one?
Salting Pagos, I think.
Salt and Pie. Oh, okay. Talk us through that
La-
decision.
I mean, their team is insanely strong, I think. The only problem is if Chrome tilts or not.
Okay. And is he known to tilt?
I mean, he's not a big tilter, like, not a toxic one, but he just stops trying in the game.
Yeah, like
That's
when he has a bad
that's-
lane.
But I think he will have a good lane because that Hardana Polos guy is a good support, in my opinion.
Have you played with them before? Or...
Or might be the other brother who is playing
I
offline.
see.
Sure, I'm not
They're
sure.
new to RDTL, right? Are they from Breakaway or?
Yeah, they were from Breakaway.
Oh, interesting.
So what you do, Harb, is you write the name, and so as he says number one, you write number one of who you think is going to be number one. So under Harb's rankings, you can, yes. There you go. So Nappa, who had you gone with for number one?
So yeah, I had KTZ on last time. I don't think it will change again. I put KTZ's team as number one.
And why was that?
I'm not sure about that.
We're going to talk about the scrim you just had up. Okay, I don't know. I think KTZ has a very strong performance in most of the games he plays, and he has a very. I think his team also pretty comfortable with each other. It's a pretty PMA team, and I think most of them played with each other before. Yeah, I mean, there's just this team of just RD12 veterans that knows each other and
Yeah.
it's going to perform.
Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't have you put them number one, Harp?
Because I just played against them and I can see their flows really easily.
Yeah, I feel they'll get it. Sorry, go on.
DTZ is trying something new for his hero pool. He doesn't want to play 1 versus 9 heroes anymore. So I think that's a big flaw for that team because their other players don't seem to be able to carry the game for them.
Cardinals started play like pretty well, like in both those games. I think it's just unfortunate circumstances.
I mean, I think they still have the best support duo in that
Yeah.
division, in my opinion. But other than that, their core players aren't that impressive.
And that support is Holy Harry and Torg.
Yeah,
Mo Farah, Mo
Holier
Farah.
and not Mofra. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, is Torg, will Torg play 3?
Yeah, most
he's
likely.
playing
Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. I mean, I really like this team. I think last time when me and Nappa did it before, I had these guys at number one. But I think I'm going to change it up a little bit.
Oh,
And I'm going to take a gamble. Because I was thinking about it last night because I was thinking about our top performer as well. So I'm going to put in Kinkster.
Oh,
Ooh, interesting.
Now, I do see what you're saying about Kurami because I've played with Kurami before. Surprisingly, he's double my MMR. I know it's surprising, but he was actually really nice. I thought he was really fine. He was a bit quiet in game, I thought though. And are these two brothers, you say?
yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about them, but I think I recognize one of their names. And I know Frosty is like pretty decent.
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good.
really good.
Um, and I think he's worth that 35 coin tag. But I'm not sure about this guy.
Yeah, that guy's hero pool is really limited, but they can just first pick his heroes. I think they don't care about the
Is he a
matchups for it.
is he a mid player?
Yeah, he's a mid player. He plays Wind Ranger, TA, and those kind of heroes.
Uh,
And the problem with that is because if you look at the mids in the rest of the pool, you've got KTZ, you've
yeah.
got Decay.
Decay.
I don't know who we play in this one. Maybe
SMMN. That's the mid player.
yeah, still good.
Yeah.
I mean, let's ignore Sergeant Average. Moonchild, would Bladzy play or Zaza?
Zaza mid probably.
Yeah, and then XL. That's a really really strong mid pool.
Yeah.
And
I would argue about that, but yeah.
okay, well, okay. So I'm gonna put. And then for KTZ's team, I was thinking about like I really love their team. Like out of all the maybe Haraway's team as well. I don't know. Out of all the teams I'd want to play on, I think it would be this one. But I just think that Decay is going to carry. I think low expectations will follow. I like Polar Bear a lot, so I think this team's got a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Yeah, that team has really big potential with the Wyvern. I really love that guy.
Yeah, Vivern's also a gem. Right, Harb, who are you putting number 2? How do you put?
I'm going with the. I think this team is kind of overlooked when people are looking at the Division 2 teams. I am putting Unholy at number 2.
Ooh.
Interesting.
The Latvian team.
The Latvian team.
Yeah, I mean, looking at their team, they all have 4 Latvians, which they play with each other all the time. And you see Zaza, he's a really good player. I mean, back in the days.
Isn't Bladzy like a bit washed up? I saw his like Dota buff. It was like, well, does he have a Smurf?
Bladzy and Zaza is kind of washed up, but I think...
I think Steve is also washed up because he hasn't been playing at all. He abandoned both seasons.
Yeah, it's the team of washed ups, but if they play more, if they learn the game again, I think that team is unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think that's a good... I think they're probably one of the biggest unknown quantities of this, because they could really turn up.
Yeah. So, but if they do know each other, that means like my worry that this team will like self-destruct because of like all the vocal players in it. But if they know each other, then I don't know. That's probably not going to happen, right?
Latvians always seem to find each other though. They like finding each other, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Nappa, what about you? What about?
I'm gonna go what I put last time as well. I had Kinky Star second, and I think Kinky Star's team is very strong. Decay is obviously probably going to be a star player in this whole bracket.
I have info on
Oh,
that.
interesting.
Ooh, do you want to share?
I played against that guy several times, and I didn't see anything impressive from him. And he just got 6k MMR from the solo queue, and he just stopped playing after that. He's not a 6k anymore, I think. He just plays normal queues.
Oh no. Well, I believe in you, Decay, whoever you are. Damn, go and win division for me.
You're making me change all my opinions.
Yeah, I know. Because like, if he works for that team, then I feel like a lot of these players will be unlocked.
Yeah.
I'll probably put that KTZ team second.
We talked about this last time. My only worry is with Kinky Star team is that Polar Bear is supposedly playing in the off position, so he's playing off lane apparently instead of the support role that he usually does, which might not turn up so well. I'm not quite sure what his off lane hero pool is.
Nothing.
And off lane definitely
Bounty Hunter
is not feeling good right now. It's not.
Yeah.
It's because it's so because the game gets so scrappy so quickly. Well, I mean, I can only speak to what I watch and what I play, but my experience, the game gets really scrappy really quickly. A lot of skirmishy fights, and the offlane is just not farmed enough to actually contribute much. By the time that's actually happening, because he's been so starved of farm. I really like this KTZ team. I really like Torg. I think Torg is like a playmaker, and I think he's got like a high achievement rate. Like he always gets a lot done around the map. I've never actually played or seen Mo Farah play, but I've heard he's really good.
He's a really good Phoenix player, and Phoenix is on the rise. That's a really good hero
No pun
at meta
intended,
now.
or no.
I mean, no pun intended, actually.
Yeah, so I really like that team, and I think if they can make the pieces work, then they could have a lot better chances than everyone else. Don't know. Okay, let's go with Nappa. What are you doing for third?
I think I had Salty last time on third, and I think I will also put Salty again. Just much higher. It's like the average MMR is on the high end in this whole division. And Kurami is a 6K player. Even if people might say he's boosted, you can't just get 6K from
Being boosted, yeah.
yeah being boosted.
And especially on a core position.
And if Harbour said like that these two are brothers, then they're the support duo, right? So that's going to be probably a really strong support duo. They all know how to play around each other. You know, if your support duo is familiar with each other, the easier it is to play. Like, because one person can just go sacrificial, one person can go greedy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's right. I would be interested to see how that duo gets on then. Could be really strong. Harb, who are you putting for third?
My third one is Moonchild.
Oh.
A very interesting draft placed by Moonchild.
I mean, I think it's not on the Moonchild, but it was on the other captains.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, him getting Bark for 1 coin and Smallest for 1 coin. That's just stupid. I don't know. And he has the blackjack, and like lots of people know blackjack because of his grief thing, but he is actually a really good player in RD12, in my opinion. He's really undervalued. And they also have Judas plus Moonchild duo, which they play all the time together in pubs, on Smurfs, on everything. They have the synergy for it.
I'm quite actually a bit worried about this team. Marvelous is a strong player. I don't know if because this is Milala's offlane, right? I'm not sure.
No, it's Malala's 5, I think.
I checked the Dota buff and Blackjack was playing 5, Milala's was playing offlane.
Oh.
When I saw this game. So, which I would have thought if Blackjack would play 3, and I would have thought if Blackjack's 3, Milala's 5 would have been very strong. But the other way around, I wasn't quite so sure. Milala's might struggle against most of these teams have really strong safe lanes. And Marlins might struggle. His hero pool for 3 isn't too spectacular either.
I personally was going to. I had them in the third position last time, and I'm going to keep them there. I really like this team. I think getting Blackjack for 16 is ridiculous. I think he's actually a really good player, and I mean I haven't been in like a proper team with him, but the only experience I have of Blackjack is at like 4 a.m. I was playing Dota with Blackjack, and we were in pubs, and we were getting absolutely stomped. Like I've never been more stomped in my entire life, but he was really chill, so I don't know.
Yeah, I also believe in Blackjack because I played the season with him and won that season.
Yeah,
so I have my trust on the Blackjack.
Yeah.
Do you think Blackjack on position 5 is a bit wasted?
Not really. I think he's if he gets the grip of the game, he calls the shots really well. Actually, he controls the face really well, and I think that's really valuable because you have Melales and Judas, which they don't call the shots pretty often.
Yeah.
And Judas, like his name is almost like synonymous with just like farming and not actually joining in RD2L.
Rice farmer.
But really, you want a carrier that farms. Like, you don't want someone who. I like Judas because I would trust him that he's going to get his farm and he's going to hit his items.
Moochard's really good at making space as well. He's like the perfect pair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, people like have a misconception with the Judas because I mean he knows how to farm really well. That's the thing about him. But he also knows how to play the fighting heroes. He's been practicing them with the Moonchild, so that will make a big difference during the drafts, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited for that team. And I think that looks like a fun team to play on. I
Yeah,
think everyone on that team. I think I would like to.
Yeah,
Play
Muncha asked me if you want to play offlane, I will draft you, but I said Doge.
That's very
Ah,
nice that you were offered though.
Yeah,
oh,
I
you could have been on Div 1, man.
I never get that.
no.
I never get that offer. Pepe Hans. Okay, let's go for Harb. Do you want to give us your fourth team?
My fourth one, it's the KTZ team now.
Hmm. And you said you
Uh,
played against them. I mean, I don't know if you want to. You don't have to like leak any info on that, but you can just say
No,
you can
I
talk
won't
about.
leak info. It's just about KTZ not trusting himself enough, I think, nowadays, because he tried many times with his 1 versus 9 hero pool in RD12, and
Mhm.
he didn't win anything except for the 1 mini, which they won, I don't know how. He's losing trust, and he's trying to change his style of the game, and I don't think that's the right play for them.
Really, what would you say
Yeah,
would be the ticket for them?
I think just put every weight on the KTZ because his heroes are kind of really strong in the meta right now. DP is first pick material,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he plays lots of other heroes as well, like Meepo and some cheese picks. And I think he just needs to go for that, not the pussy shit he's just trying now right now.
Razor. Oh,
Yeah,
Razor.
definitely not that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Do you know anything about the Cardinal Star card in All-Star?
Cardinal Slar, I actually talked about him before the Division 1 draft. I was thinking about drafting him if I didn't
mhm.
get any really high MMR players
Oh,
because
interesting.
I saw him. He has the competitive experience in Dota 2 with some teams. He played position 1 in those teams, so he has the experience, but he needs a proper functioning team. And I think Holy Harry can provide that. So
Mhm.
I think he can be a sleeper star for this division.
Oh, interesting. Ooh,
Mhm.
that's good. That's very cool. Nappa, who you putting as fourth
Fourth
team?
base. Oh, trying to remember who I put last time. I think I'm gonna go with Unholy's team this time. That's the fourth position.
Mhm.
Uh, actually, I am quite worried because like you have three players that are completely washed up. Yeah, I'll go with Main Child's team on fourth.
Yeah, because that's like a well-oiled team that could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
Well,
familiarity is a big plus in the
yeah.
RD2.
Yeah.
These players are.
For me, I'm actually gonna throw a little bit of a curveball in here. I'm going. Well, I don't. I probably shouldn't. That's more just playing favorites, actually. Ah, that's okay. I'm doing.
Go for it.
Well,
Go for
basically,
it.
okay.
I know what you want.
I'm putting Haraway's team in.
Yeah.
Oh.
The reason for this is XL is not 5.2k. When XL turns up,
Yeah.
he can be extremely good. When
Yeah.
XL turns up, I think he could beat almost every mid in this pool.
Wasn't he like 5.7 or something like last season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the season and there was a while that he was like close to top 1,000, I think. Honestly,
Yeah, he was 6K at some points, if I
yeah.
remember right.
Uh, and I think this MMR is more representative of like just like a lack of effort. But I think if he puts in the effort, he will do extremely well. And again, like you've got a bunch of players in this team that kind of just like play the game. When I say play the game well, I don't mean like just playing Dota well. I mean they get under your skin and they pick heroes that you don't want them to play and that are really
Yeah.
annoying and you can't
Yeah.
you feel like you can find against them. So I like this team a lot, and I think Shufi's a really good player. I mean Daz is probably a bit of an outlier, but he is a good player for his MMR.
I think considering this was Snow before, I think that is a significant upgrade to Snow. Because Snow is
No.
very washed up though.
No. Snow was almost 6K before he left the Dota.
Me and
And I
Medidas.
think
Sorry, go on.
I mean he was almost 6K when he dropped Dota, but I mean with the Shufi plus Haraway in his team, I think he will spend lots of pops with them and relearn the game, I think. But Deza is still a decent standard for him, but not an upgrade.
But I don't hold them as like, I'm not sure. They're probably the biggest risk in this top four, for me, in my top
Yeah.
four.
My counter argument was that Snow hasn't played for 6 months. Shiffy also took a bit of a break, and I think Harry also took a bit of a break. You know, they might have lost that synergy between them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was casting Snow's Chrono Cup in his Dark Suit, it wasn't too spectacular. But from what I heard, when I asked Dazzler about his scrim, he said they were doing pretty well. Like, apparently the scrim's gone really well. So I think Harry's team is definitely a good contender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm going to put Harry's team as number 5.
Oh, interesting. Harb, who are you going to put at number 5?
Yeah. Same. I'm putting the Haraway's team as
Oh,
well.
really? Wow. I did not expect that.
Yeah, they seem to be like underdogs in this division too because of their washed up players. But I think this team has a really good synergy, and I mean, I hate myself for saying this, but Madsen is known for like showing up in the minis.
He nearly hit Immortal as well. It was one game away from Immortal.
I don't want to comment on that.
Okay.
Yeah, and like a lot of these players have played in RD2L a lot, and I know I know that shouldn't count for much, but it really does. Like I always find RD2L games are always different. They even when I'm playing in Div 5 and I'm against people with the same MMR as me, they always feel different. So having a bit of experience on your belt as well is also going to be
Yeah.
pretty beneficial. Okay, and for my 5th team, honestly, I'm going to maybe throw in a team that we haven't really spoken about here. The Glimmer of Dawn team.
Oh, that team.
My
That
only
team.
problem with this team is that when I looked at the Dota buff and saw the games that they played together, they lost every single one of them.
Well,
It was ring rank. So to be fair, so we don't know how they perform against other teams, but losing like they played like 6 or 5 games together in a stack, and they lost. Losing every single one of them, I don't think is a amazing sign.
I know. I think that SMMN is really good. I like him a lot. I think Glimmer Dawn is good himself, and I like Hazel a lot. Tribal, I feel like his again with the 6K players that people talk crap about, still a 6K player. You know, there is a
Trevor's a really good player. I think he just plays really weird heroes. So like Pos 4 Punch and then Pos 4 Ursa. It's just questionable picks.
Whatever.
And I like Dildog. I think Dildog's got some.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with girth, but some sense of the game behind him. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I like that team.
Dillog's a great shot caller. Like you need a vocal like person in each of your team. I think Dildog can offer that role pretty well in this team.
Yeah, I believe. Right, we'll go to Harb for number 6.
Alright, this might seem like a trolling, but this is not. Sergeant Devilish.
No.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. I think last video we started with just by immediately putting them bottom and then moving on.
I mean, I think people look at that team, oh, they have a 3Ks, 4Ks. I mean, yeah, they have it, but I played against them in a Battle Cup, and they seem to be on the same page every minute.
Did you win the Battle Cup?
No, we lost it. And we had players like Mikkel in that Battle Cup also.
Jeez.
And what was it? Like, who was Exile mid?
No, it was Zella Postrum 1. The 4K guy was playing mid, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what was that like? If you remember.
I mean, he had the better pick for mid lane, but other than that, they just rotated well, played well together, and after that, they didn't drop the network leads at all. They just ran at us with the network advantage, and we couldn't do shit against them. And I
I mean,
think this is a really good thing
to
for
be fair,
RDSL.
this guy's a 4K player, so this is your natural counter.
Yeah.
Oh, also that. I like the team style. They just want to play Ooga Booga Dota like the Russian teams back in the days. They just want to run at you and non-stop until they lose or win the game. And this will catch some of the teams off guards, in my opinion.
Hmm. And when you're in that kind of game, if you don't keep a cool head, like you're gonna throw it
Yeah,
because
it all looks down to one mistake from you.
and um and then if you make that mistake and then you get frustrated and then they just keep running at you, you're gonna feel more like people would get tilted at that kind of thing. People would get annoyed.
Yeah, you might go into a sweat mode after that, like Cop Jungle after level 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Nappa.
Who do you have left? You have Unholy. I'm gonna put Glim of Dawn as my number 6. I think they're already strong players, even if I'm not sure how they did in scrims, but you got pretty high average MMR.
Yeah, they've got.
Hazel and Glim of Dawn played together a lot, and let's say, I mean, Hazel's a season winner as well. I think this team has the potential to overthrow any of these teams. To be honest,
Hmm.
as long as long as they get, as long as they actually work properly and they give Tribo a garbage possible hero.
Mm. And everything I've seen of Hazel has been very calm and collected and very good game sense. Seems to just uh, keep his.
It's really nice laning of Hazel. She tells me what to do.
Hmm.
I love having that because I'm not when a position one tells me how they want to play, it's really it's really easy to play how they want, how they want.
Hmm.
Some people are just wants to farm. Like when I play with Julius normally, he just wants to farm, wants to have a safe lane. Well, I played with Anstar just now. He just wants kills. It's really fun playing that. Just go for kills. Don't care last hits.
And for me, I'm gonna put the Salting Bagos team.
Huh, what's your reasoning behind them, like putting them real low on the
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking. I was just looking at that. I the problem is I don't know if they're gonna work as well together as some of the other teams I've got above them.
Frosty disappeared.
Oh, sorry. I don't like who calls the shots in that game.
The brothers.
The brothers, maybe.
Are they vocal or?
And also Frosty is a really good shot caller.
Yeah,
from
I
my
mean,
memory.
I could see it working. I actually might swap him and Glimmer of Dawn. Yeah, that makes more sense to me, I think. I don't, as you said, I don't really have a good reason for keeping them below any of these top 4. Yeah. And then for 7, I'm going to have to go with the Unholy team. Sorry,
Yeah.
Sergeant Average. I kind of believe, I want to believe in that team. And if they've, there's a few underdogs, like this, like Sergeant Average's team, Highway's team. If those underdog teams do well, that'd be so good. That'd be really entertaining to watch.
I'm also gonna put Unholy V, mostly because I'm not sure how washed up these 3 players are. But if they're not that washed up, then this team it's just gonna stomp everyone. Because Zas was a really good player, and Bloody is a really good player as well.
Yeah, if Zaza isn't washed up, he's the best player in this division, so really by far. So if he
He was
gets off the
was he
rest,
top 1K? Was he or?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, there's a lot of stories in this division. Like I know the draft is a bit random, but there's a lot of people like XL is much lower than he was. KTZ was.
It's like return of the washed up players.
Like KTZ didn't get Div 1. Dekite is apparently somewhat not what his MMR seems. Kurami, people think he's boosted. Tribal, people think he's boosted. Sergeant Average has drafted a team that no one believes in. Moonchild's got a team that no one wanted. Unholy's got a team that people, like there's a lot of
What the
stories.
Latvians.
There's a lot of stories in this division. I think it's going to be really entertaining to see it unfold.
Yeah.
Harb, who are you putting for number 7?
It's definitely Golimrov though.
You don't believe in Tribo?
I mean, I'm not believing in the Tribo. I'm believing in their safe lane combo.
Oh, interesting.
The Codex plus Hazel.
Yeah.
I think that's their winning condition for every game.
Mhm.
Other than that, I don't believe in the SMMN mid lane. I think that's kind of questionable because he's a really good post one player, but I don't remember his mid
Well,
lane
what does he
being
play
that
mid
well.
lane? He plays like Silencer, right? That's I'm not sure what else he plays mid lane.
I don't know, dude. And their offlane is also kind of questionable.
Tribo Dildo.
Yeah, Dildog offlane is weird. I can judge that because I don't use offlane that much, but Tribo is a weird entity. If the team is winning really hard, it's really
Yeah.
fun to play with them. But if the team is losing really hard, it's not as much.
Yeah, he just likes to like go off on his own a lot. Like it's just a die solo Tribo when your
Yeah,
team's winning.
he's a solo queue player like Chrome. He doesn't belong in the team comms, I think.
Fair enough.
And Harb, you're the only person who's not put in the last team, which for you is
Kingstar.
Kingstar. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you not believe?
No, I don't believe that team. Because they have what decayed mids,
Yeah.
low expectations offlane or post I don't know.
Possible, I think.
Kingstar
Polar Bear
safe
3.
lane,
Yeah.
Kingstar safe lane, Polar Bear 3, Wyvern 5, and this is a fucked up team considering their positions. Like only Decade and Wyvern is playing their positions. I think.
Is Kingstar not a safe lane player?
Which one?
Kingstar.
I don't know. I think
I think-
he's an offlane player.
I think he had safe lane and mid on his. Let me check the sheet. He's a safe lane player.
Oh. I still don't believe.
Fair enough.
Because that team is, I mean, low expectations is a really good post forward, but his hero pool is so hard to play around as a team. Wyvern is obviously great, one of the biggest positives for that team. And Polar Bear offlane, no. Decade mid, I don't think he can face against the other mid laners in this division. His hero pool is kind of nice, but considering the other mid laners, not that impressive.
Fair enough.
And the Kingster, I don't know anything about that guy, so I won't comment.
Okay, I played with Sergeant Average a few times now, and he played like super well each time. But as much as he plays well, I'm not sure about this team. If what Hard might said might be true, it might completely the power friendship might just dominate everyone. But power friendship stacks don't tend to turn out so well in RD2L. We had the Scott stack, which didn't turn out too well.
The power shift tank was the one.
I mean, we're from Scotland, but I didn't really know them before, so I'm not sure you could call it friendship. But it's friendship now.
Well, Milano Silamo friendship. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, they might just completely they might blow my expectations like out the window. But for now, I'm gonna play safe.
Yeah.
Put them on the 8th.
Yeah. Okay, that's looking good. I think we've all got different things. It'll be interesting to come around at the end to see how it's all gone on. Who knows? Maybe Haraway's team or someone in the middle will just completely dominate. We won't ever know.
Yep.
This is where we go on to the next bit, which is overvalued, undervalued. So this is a bit odd. So in previous divisions, it's pretty easy to, because a lot of, whereas this division was the drafting was a bit messed up.
Well, are we gonna? I mean, we have do we count last pick because?
Yeah, it's probably no point in counting last pick because you just throw all your coins on whoever you want. So,
Yeah.
So, for example, I'm going to put for undervalued, I think Morales was undervalued at 1 coin. Definitely. I think whenever you undervalue Morales, he always does well. Morales, the original Draft Cup winner.
Yeah. The biggest surprise for me in this draft was Bug 1 coin. I think Bug's a phenomenal player. It has to definitely be undervalued at 1 coin.
Yeah, I think for me is the Holy Harry at
Ooh.
1 coin. It's so fucked up.
It's interesting because he's like on the cusp of being in Div 3, I think. But because he offers so much, because I think he offers more than just like a good support. I think he's also a good brain.
Yeah, I think he's like the best captain in RD12 because I just played the season with him and it's so different compared to other captains. His drafting skills are really good. He like leashes his team. Like he tells them what to do. He tells them what to draft, what to practice.
And he does scrims a lot, which is like it's so hard for your captain to like arrange scrims, but you guys are just spamming scrims before the top matchup.
Yeah, because
crazy.
I mean that was because Bolons and Mikkel because they don't play Dota at all.
I see.
So we needed to train those animals. So
it turned out well for you.
Yeah, it did. And what I mean, you guys haven't seen it yet, but the Div 3 one, which was done with Holy Harry and Mikkel. Holy Harry gives so much good insight.
yeah,
He offered so much into that. I mean, we spoke for almost 50 minutes we spoke. So
I want to watch that more.
it's a really good one because he really understands how player drafts work, and he really understands what it takes to make a good team.
I also need to make a shout out for Holy Harry once again. When I was preparing my Division 1 draft, I also asked about him about my drafts and got some advice from him. So that's why my draft went well. So
Jeez.
like that.
He just knows the player draft. I asked him about it. I asked him how he comes up with such a good player draft, and he offers
rigging. Sorry, go on.
He offers some good insight.
Hobbs rigging every single division of his drafts.
Dude, I need to get like 3 colors of this mini champion.
Yeah. Okay, any other undervalued, or should we go to one overvalued player? Maybe try not to look at the last pick. Try maybe think about. I've got a funny feeling I know who Harb is going to put as one of the overvalued players.
Yes, definitely.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
But again, it's quite hard again in this division. Because
I got it copy pasted it. I mean, like, I think there weren't many big bits in this draft.
No.
Because, like, the Friendship Stack and the Moonchild Judas bits, those were the last players, also Mofara, like, some of these guys. But yeah, other than that, there are, like, few players that went on soft.
Yeah, that were actually bidded on. Like, for example, Dikite. That's the person I thought you were going to put in as overvalued.
Yeah, he's on my list number 1.
And I was the only person I was thinking of going in there was, I don't know if Bladzy. I mean, I'm not good at the game, so to say. To say he's overrated for 40 coins is a bit rich from me, but depending on how he performs. But I mean,
I think that's kind of worth it for that guy.
I mean, how much coins did Unholy start off? Yeah, Unholy had 105 to be fair. And he spent 64 of them on Zaza. Do you think Zaza was a highly contested pick then? I mean...
No, he could get them for like 10 coins, I think.
Really? Oh, okay. Man,
Didn't you tax Zaza? No, it wasn't you. Who taxed?
No, he just put 64 and
really?
taxed him.
I see.
I mean, the reason why I think Zaza was like meant to be a low coin player because everyone drafted their mid players or the captains are mid players anyways.
Yeah.
So Zaza had to go cheap there.
In terms of overvalued, I'm not quite sure who I put last time, but I think
we struggled with overvalued because the drafting was so odd.
it's a bit ridiculous. But
yeah. Like XL for 50 coins I think Haraway just really needed a mid.
Yeah.
By that point in the draft, you've lost like Dekite, who was a really contested mid, even if he is a bit overrated, which I'll put for you. Then you've got Zaza, who went for 64. No one bidded. Moonchild, yeah. It was drying up.
I think I'm gonna put XWZ as overvalued. I mean, not just in terms of coins. I mean, there isn't really anyone else you can really pick.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Salty could have gotten. I'm not sure if he played with XWZ before, so that might change the whole perspective.
I watched one of their screams, and I would say he's not that impressive, but he's kind of stable with his heroes.
But I think if you're paying 41 coins, you kind of want a star player instead of a stable player. It's hard to say. It's divisions. This whole draft is scuffed.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to say.
Yeah, it is. And any more undervalued players? Do we think?
I'll have to go Blackjack.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I hope Blackjack should get contested just because of his versatility. He plays every position to like a good level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And really adds lots of depth to your draft.
I'm going to be slightly controversial here. I'm going to put Kuroame for 6 coins. So again, even though even whatever people say, he's a 6k for 6 coins in Div 2.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, like putting Kurama in there, because 6 coins for a 6k player is still a steal.
That's such a good way to start off your draft for Assault and Pagos. Like that gives him so much room to get. Like, look at that, 35, 41, 11. He could really just spend the coins getting the players that he needed to like make his draft work. I just think I think that's a steal.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm also putting Blackjack, I think. That guy is just too good for those coins.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm really surprised this whole team went for so little, honestly. Other than Judas.
Also, another reason I am putting Blackjack is because I shouldn't count the 1 coin players, because it's kind of unfair. I need to make a list of 10 players for the unvalued thing.
Definitely. Okay. This next point is where we think about each. I've just changed it to 1 each rather than just 1. Who do we think is going to be like the star player of this division? Who is every other captain going to be like, oh, I wish I had that player in my team?
Should we go through each team? Or...
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll identify it from each team and I'll highlight the box. So, Nappa, you thought Torg from this team, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm changing that because of the script you just played.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think honestly, Cardinal Star might be the star player of this team. If KTZ's doing how his playstyle change, and then it's gonna benefit Cardinal Star a lot more. So I think Cardinal Star might be the top performer of this team.
Harb, any thoughts on that?
I think he has a point, but I think Holy Harry is the star of that team.
Ooh.
Both for drafting and both for in-game plays, he makes the plays. He drives his team to that throne. I think he is the star player.
Nice.
Or rather, he will be.
Nice. Kingstar team, who do you think is... We had Dekite as the guy last time. And I still believe. I
think I also believe in Dekite. You can't... So go on.
No, yeah, you should talk first.
To reach if Harvey says Stu and he stopped playing ranked at 6K, that's might put him at detriment. But to reach 6K is a pretty significant achievement, and I have to put him as potentially top player.
Yeah, definitely the case for me as well, because he's the kind of star player that can perform, but he's not performing so far in these type of leagues. So I still have faith in him, though. He can do it.
Yeah. The Sultan Pagos team?
For the same reason as Dekite, I say Kurame.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I was maybe gonna think about Frosty, but I don't know.
I
don't-
think for me, when I played the season with Frosty, he's not really the type of player to like play flashy heroes. So I like and just having a stable player is really good for your team. But I think in terms of like actual top performer, I think Kuram is gonna like be more of a top performer.
Yeah.
Harb?
I think it's XWC.
Oh, interesting.
If he gets his own heroes, I think he can like perform really well in these games and just drive his team on his back. So I still have faith on his hero pool.
Nice. The Glimmer of Dawn team?
Oh,
Definitely Hazel.
I'm gonna say Glimmer of Dawn.
Yeah,
Oh.
I would have said Glimmer of Dawn as well. I think that's what we went with last time. But yeah,
When I play with Glimmer of Dawn, it feels like he's on a like completely different level to me. He knows all these things as a support player that I should know, but I don't. And then really like it puts me down because like he's so much better than me. But I think Glimmer of Dawn is a spectacular support, and I have to play
Yeah.
him as top performer.
the Haraway team?
Ooh.
Huh. I mean, I think it's definitely Excel, right?
That
Madsen is not the star player, like not that kind of player. Haraway the same. They just play around their team, play around their winning condition, and I think that will be the Excel
Yeah,
for
and
all
XL
season.
plays in that role, I think. He plays in
And
that star role.
yeah, one thing about the Excel is his hero pool is so fucking disgusting. He's one of the few players I don't want to play against actually. Because if he gets the last pick, he will just pick the perfect hero against you and just crush you. I hate those kind of players.
Yeah, he plays like Brood, Pugna, Monkey
Brute,
King.
Pagna, Draw Meats,
Yeah,
basically everything.
yeah, and yeah, consistent across. Yeah, I'm just putting yellows for Harb and purples for me, and then but me and Nappa have chosen the same thing. So, but we all agreed on XL, so I put a green.
My heart is telling me Dazzler, but my brain is telling me Excel.
I can put that color for. I can give you a new color.
Yes, do it.
There you go. There's your color.
Dazzler, don't let me down.
Unholy Eve.
Zasta,
Yeah,
it has to be.
yeah. I think if he pulls it out of the bag, he could be potentially the star of the season. Yeah. The Moonchild team.
I will go with Blackjack actually.
Uh, if they didn't change from what they played together and Blackjack's playing position 5, I have to just go with Moonchild because Moonchild's gonna have to make lots of space for this team, and I think he will be able to do that. So I think he'll be the top performer.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I am controversially going to put Judas because I think the boy is good. I hate.
Yeah, Judas has the potential.
I hate playing against Judas because he always, yeah, he's just farming. Can't stop him. It's ridiculous. And then Sergeant Average's team.
Zella.
Oh,
So I only played with one person in this team, and I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna put Sergeant Average.
see, I'm gonna put Sergeant Average as well because I think he's really good. I think Sergeant Average is really, really good.
He makes such a huge impact. I was like from the position 4 role, and his hero pool is like really, really good. Like, he plays his IO, which is really annoying to play against.
Yeah, Io is a really strong hero in this patch after the TP changes.
Okay, so now we each have to choose from those people that we looked through one player that we think
Oh, that's a hard one.
is going to be the star of this division.
Huh. I'm going with Zaza.
You can fill it in your box. Sasa. And that is because
Because I think if he like gets a grip of the game again, I don't think he has any match against him in this division. He will just style on kids.
Mm-hmm. Is X your push to talk?
Fuck. Ah.
Swords.
That's funny.
Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it.
Okay. Well, considering I think KTZ's team is the number one, I'm gonna go with KT, the star player of I think KT's team, which would be Cardinal Star.
Interesting.
Let me change that font size.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go.
It's changed for me. Yesterday I had to kite, but now I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's new info.
New info.
New
Oh.
info. Oh, Moonchild.
Yeah. There's a few really good calls for it, honestly.
I was thinking Excel, but I wasn't.
I think Excel. I think Excel could be, but
Yeah.
I think he might be fighting for the rest of his team rather than fighting for himself. If you know what I
Kind of
mean.
understandable.
Yeah. I'm gonna put in Judas because I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good shot as well.
I believe. And then this one is this is specifically designed for this division where we get to rate their coin usage out of 10. How well have they distributed their coins? How well have they?
So I completely changed my mind on this section from overnight.
Why?
Well, I was gonna honestly put 10 for everyone because it looks like everyone got the players they wanted. But...
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we could because did KTZ get the players he wanted? Yes, 10.
Yeah.
Do you understand the thing, Harp?
Yeah, I think definitely KTZ is at 10 because look at the players and look at the coins.
Yeah. I mean, Holy High for one is a steal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Kingster, I think that's a 7 from me.
Do you think he spent too much on Decay?
Too much on Decades, and yeah.
I think the fact that they don't have a clear position 3 is a fact that Himo is probably going to go down.
I still think Polar Bear for 2 coins is also could have been.
It's a really big one as well.
Yeah. So that probably bumps that up from like a 5 to a 6 for me.
But he could have gotten much better players with those coins, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sultan Pagos.
Definitely 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say that should be really high. Like Kurami, as I said earlier, Kurami for 6 is just sets up his draft to be really, really good.
Yeah, he played smart in the draft. Also, other captains played like dog shit during the draft. Oh, he got his brother for 11 with no tag.
Yeah.
He got Chroma for 6, Frost for 37, and I mean 35. And XWZ is decent for that price, I think.
And he's a mid, right?
Yeah.
And like mids are not in high quantity in this pool, and getting like quite a good decent MMR for that, I think is worth it. I think it's worth 41 coins.
Mm-hmm.
Glimmer of Dawn.
I think this is a 9 as well because he got Dildok for 1, and he got Hazel at the last pick, so it doesn't matter that much. SMMN for 10. And I still think Tribo at 15 is kind of low.
Yeah. But then imagine he spent 1 on Hazel because he could have just picked him at the end. And then he had 69 coins to get other players with.
Yeah.
Do you think...
I think they drafted together, Glimmer of Dawn and Hazel, so I think they just came in with whoever they... They just came in with whoever they knew they wanted. So
what number are we giving that?
I'm giving 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll give it a 9, but it's really interchangeable.
8.5. Haraway. What do you think?
5.
I think because this was Snow and not Dazzler, I think I have to put a 3 or a 4, probably a 4.
I mean, yeah, he got Madsen for 9, which is a really good one. Shufi for 7, non-tax.
I think
for 50, that's a question mark from me.
I think just Haraway just came into mind that he's going to draft a friendship stack, which he did.
I mean, from his perspective, it's a really good draft, but from my perspective, no.
I think in your first 2 picks, you've only spent 16. That means you've got a lot of coins left. So I don't think it's like super bad, but I think he could have.
Like, if he wanted to, he could have gotten better players, but he chose to draft his
Yeah.
players he's more
Okay.
familiar with, so
I'm gonna give that 5.
which is good for him.
Unholy Leaf.
Probably around 6 because he overspent on Zessa.
He did tell me that he put 64 on Zaza straight away, so that has to be a 4 or 3 to me. I mean, he probably wanted to pick small LV anyway, but there is the potential that he could have gotten a different support player.
And because he had no coins, he couldn't
Yeah.
contest the 1 coin bits because of that.
Yeah.
That's a really big minus.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a 4. Moonchild again.
A 10, I
10.
guess. Yeah.
And
Played the draft like a
The
fiddle.
one bug, one Morales.
Played the draft like a fiddle. And Sergeant Average.
I mean, I have the same argument as Harry. He came in with who he wanted.
I mean, if you don't look at the last player, he got his friends for 2 coins and Zella for 20. I think it's a really good opening from him. So I would give it a 4 or 5.
I'm gonna put it at 5 because I feel like he was probably setting up just to get who he wanted, and he was ready to spend the coins on these players, but they didn't. He didn't need to.
Yeah. I think most of the players in this, most of the captains in this division just got whoever they wanted. So in the end, it's maybe we shouldn't really rank team values, but
yeah,
never know.
But again, this is probably the outlier in all of the divisions in this section, because in other divisions, some people did not get who they wanted, and some like in Division 1 it's much different, because there are a lot of really good players. In Division 3, people, it was different. It was different. Well, thank you very much to both of you for coming and joining us. I'm sorry that you have to do this again, Nappa. If this recording does not work, I don't know what we will stream it or something. I don't know.
That sounds fun.
But
we get another player in as well.
Yeah, there's like a space right here just for someone else. But no, thanks Harb for coming and for doing that. It's been a really fun little series. So it's been good. And for everyone, tomorrow we'll have Division 1. I am tempted to keep who I'm doing that with as a secret until we actually get there.
I can see them on the
I know you can see it, but I prefer if you didn't say.
No leaks.
No leaks. Okay, well, thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.